the last 4 problems, we have found that they have given us the data. We have found whether it is a saturated liquid, whether it is a dry steam, whether it is a superheated steam, or whether it is a wet steam, and then we have calculated the values. Sometimes they give the reverse data. It means they give us the enthalpy, and we have to find out whether the steam is dry, whether the steam is superheated, or whether the steam is wet. Now in that category of problem, if the steam comes out to be a saturated liquid, then it is okay, because for that X value, that is the dryness fraction value, is 0. But if it comes out to be wet steam, then the dryness fraction will be in between 0 and 1. So in that case, we have to calculate dryness fraction also. Now if it comes out to be dry steam, it means the given in the given condition the steam is dry, so there is no need to calculate any value, because for the dry steam X is equals to 1. But if after calculation, if it comes out to be superheated steam, then it becomes essential to calculate the T sub, that is the superheated temperature of the steam. So let us study the reverse problem, in which they have given us the enthalpy, and we have to find out whether the steam is saturated liquid, wet steam, dry steam, or a superheated steam. They determine the condition of steam at 12 bar if 2580 kilojoule per kg heat is required to produce it from water at 0 degree Celsius. Now this problem has been asked in the GTU EME subjects in the exam September 2009. Now as we have discussed, to solve the problem correctly, we have to read the problem again and extract the correct data they have given us. So let us read the problem again. Determine the condition of steam, means we have to determine the condition, whether the steam is saturated liquid or wet steam, dry steam, or superheated steam, that we have to find out. At 12 bar pressure, it means they have given us the data that pressure of steam is 12 bar. If 2580 kilojoule per kg heat is required, it means they have given us the value that the water at 0 degree centigrade is heated, and the amount of heat supplied to the water is 2580 kilojoule per kg of steam. It means heat supplied to steam they have given us. So heat supplied to steam is H steam is equals to 2580 kilojoule per kg. Now first thing we have to mark is here that they have not given us the mass, so that we are free that it is only for the 1 kilogram of steam, so we can use it directly. Another thing, they have given us H steam is equals to 2580 kilojoule per kg. Now we have to identify the type of steam. Clear? Now to identify the type of steam, we have to take the data from the steam table. Now from the steam table, at 12 bar pressure, HF is equals to 798.4 kilojoule per kg, HFG is equals to 1984.3 kilojoule per kg, and Hg is equals to 2782.7 kilojoule per kg. Right? It means, let us take first test. Check whether the given condition is saturated liquid or not. Clear? So enthalpy of saturated liquid, it is equals to HF, and HF value we have obtained from the steam table, and that is equals to 798.4 kilojoule per kg. It means if water at 0 degree centigrade is heated and 798.4 kilojoule per kg of heat is added to the water, then water will be converted into the saturated liquid. Clear? Now what is the enthalpy they have given in the problem? They have given the enthalpy of steam is 2580 kilojoule per kg, which is greater than the enthalpy of saturated liquid, which is 798.4 kilojoule per kg, which proves that the condition of steam is not saturated liquid and more heat compared to the HF is supplied to the water and it is not the saturated liquid. So, the possibility is that as the given steam is not saturated liquid, now it can be the wet steam, dry steam or superheated steam, and for that we have to check one by one. So, now we will check for the wet steam. Now, check for the wet steam. Equation for the enthalpy of the wet steam is equals to HF plus X multiplied by HFG. We know that HF value we can take from the steam table, which is 798.4, and HFG is also available from the steam table, which is 1984.3. But what about X? Now, as we don't know the value of X, we cannot perform check for the wet steam. So, we have to bypass it because they have not given us the X value, and they will not give obviously, because if they give us the X value, automatically it becomes a wet steam and there is no need to go for the problem. So, we cannot check for the wet steam. Now, we have to check for the dry steam. So, now we will perform the check for the dry steam. So, enthalpy of dry steam, that is equals to HF plus HFG, that is equals to Hg, and taking the value from the steam table, Hg, or that is HF plus HFG, or is equals to Hg, is equals to 2782.7. It means if we heat the water at 0 degree centigrade temperature and supply this much amount of heat, that is 2782.7, then the steam will be the dry steam, that is fixed. Now, we will compare the enthalpy of dry steam with the enthalpy of steam given in the problem. Now, from comparing, we came to know that enthalpy of steam, that is 2580 kilojoule per kg, is less than the enthalpy of dry steam, that is 2782.7 kilojoule per kg. Now, it means that steam, or if we give 2580 kilojoule per kg of heat to the water, it will not be converted into the dry steam. So, the given condition of steam is not dry steam. As, and another thing, as the steam has not reached the dry steam, it will not be the superheated steam also. It means first possibility is saturated liquid, which is not there. Wet steam we have bypassed. Third is the dry steam, and the enthalpy of steam given is less than the enthalpy of dry steam. So, it is not a dry steam also, and if there is no dry steam, then it cannot be the superheated steam also. So, now let us check the result of the check what we have done. That enthalpy of steam is more than the saturated liquid, but enthalpy of steam is less than the dry steam. It means the given condition of steam is not the saturated liquid, or it is more than the saturated liquid and less than the dry steam. It means the given condition is wet. Thus, as per the given data, the steam is wet, and H steam is equals to enthalpy of wet steam, that is equals to 2580 kilojoule per kg. Now, we have got, according to the problem, please read again, determine the condition of steam. So, we have determined that steam is wet, but if, as we have discussed again earlier, if the steam is wet and superheated, then we have to calculate the dryness fraction and superheated temperature respectively. So, in this case, we have got that temperature of steam is wet, so it becomes essential or necessary for us to calculate the dryness fraction of steam also. So, as the given condition of steam is wet, so enthalpy of wet steam is equals to HF plus X multiplied by HFG. Now, H of wet steam, that value is given in the numerical, that is H of wet steam is equals to 2580 kilojoule per kg. HF value we can get from the steam table, which is 798.4 kilojoule per kg, and HFG, which is equals to 1984.3 kilojoule per kg. Only one unknown remaining in the equation is X, that is dryness fraction, that we have to calculate. So substituting this value, H wet is equals to 2580, that is equals to 798.4 plus X multiplied by 1984.3. clear? So calculating, we get X is equals to 0.898, that is equals to 89.8%. So for this numerical, the condition is wet steam and it has a dryness fraction 89.8%. So we have solved the problem, or that is the reverse problem. If the enthalpy is given, then we have to find out the type of steam and the condition according to it. Now in this lecture actually we have reviewed the fundamental of formation of steam along with the type of steam, specific enthalpy of steam and specific volume of steam, and numerical based on specific enthalpy and specific volume of the steam. In the next lecture we are going to study the density, external work done and internal energy of steam, and numericals based on the density, external work done and internal energy of steam. And in the next to next lecture or in the coming lectures we will study the measurement of dryness fraction, that is X, by using different methods, that is the separating calorimeter, throttling calorimeter and combined calorimeter and barrel calorimeter, and numericals based on the calorimeter. Hope I think you have studied or you have enjoyed the numericals based on the properties of steam. And students, please practice all these problems and another numericals given in the book. And thank you for this time, and we will meet next time.